Chris, taking over from what you usually do, I think at this moment when the country is in turmoil right now, and it seems like a war that we're having in our country, I think it would be nice for us to talk about what we love about Uganda, and it will help us ourselves calm our hearts down to what is going on in the streets, because we've seen, you weren't there yesterday, and it was bloody. I'm sure you've been following up on it.
Yeah, definitely I've been following up on it.
And it has been crazy in the streets of Kampala. People have been dying. 11 have so far been confirmed dead, although the numbers vary. Police says there are 6 confirmed dead, but others
still
say
no,
you're still.
Others say they're
Police is saying 16,
so
but
different numbers. People, when you see the media reporting this thing, everybody is reporting different numbers. Some people are scaring us to the point that they're saying 32 people have died. So we're a bit confused, but officially, police has only confirmed that the one that I saw from Fred Enanga is that 16 to 14 is what he's saying.
They're 16.
Have died, but I mark 14. And he said that 35 have been injured, including police officers, and 350 people have been arrested. And the numbers keep increasing. And we've just heard from one of our camera personnel who says in Katwe, even during the night, rubber bullets were being fired, people didn't sleep, and we feel like we are going through a war zone right now. So we are in a situation where the country is not nice, and at least saying something about the nice about the country, I think will help calm down our hearts this morning.
Yeah, the truth is Uganda is the Pearl of Africa. Yeah. And when you look at what exactly is going on in the Pearl of Africa, it's somehow ceasing to be the Pearl of Africa, and the kind of image that we are sending out to the world, it's an image that needs to be sieved. Okay, our economy will sooner than later be destroyed. The fact that now, if you begin ku internet, and a tourist who wants to come into the country, we definitely first check and see what exactly is going on in the country. So I totally condemn what is going on in this country, and I call upon whoever is responsible to come out and speak words that will restore peace, words that restore hope in people's hearts. Let's do believe and trust that there is a generation that is angry. There is a generation that has demands. There is a generation that is seeking for change. But must it be treated the way it is being treated? That is a question, okay? Remember, there is Uganda after elections in February. We are going to have Uganda after elections. But the question is, what kind of Uganda are we looking forward to having? That's a question that is going out to whoever is responsible for the governance of this country.
Let's remind ourselves, Chris, what is it about this country that
it's about the Pearl of Africa. Yes, unless if you want me to explain what is embedded into the Pearl of Africa.
I think we all understand what you mean by a pearl, the definition of a pearl.
Yes.
Mpozi nze nange njala okujjukiza oba n'okuba nti nsiima ensi yattu Mukama gye yatuwa. Yeno ensi gy'osanga nti omuntu asobola okulya ekintu nga kiri fresh. Tulabye amawanga amalala nga bali ebintu, nzenna abantu bangi abali mu musiza bw'Abarabu naye nga bali ebintu ebiri nga byonna biri demo, enkoko bagiteeka mu fridge okumala akabanga, ebintu bya bidagala byokka. Ne ensi yattu Uganda yensi gy'ogenda nti okera ku makya n'osimba wali ekyokulya kyo ne kimera bunyi ne kidda. Era so mbadde nsaba Bannayuganda ffenna nti tweyagalire mu nsi yaffe tugikuume. Obutonde obwe tuyina obulinakyo Mukama kyatulekedde nga ffe tukyabwina nga n'abantu beegomba okuba nti bajja wano bajjewo n'ettaka balitwala gye balitwala basobola okuba nti bameza ebimera ebiri fresh basobole okuba nga babirya. Tuleme kubeera nga tujja antagonizinga n'entalo. Ensi tunagyanaayitamu entalo, bina bigenda kufa. Tulina kye tuyina ffe nga tukyeyagalemu naye tuleme kuba nga tukyonoona. So nze Uganda njegombako ekyo era mbadde nsaba tubeere nga tukimaintaininga. Tuleme kubeera nga tuli selfish. Baffe olwedde tukiriddemu naye tuzadde abaana n'abazzukulu bajja tesobola kubeera nti basikira ensi egenda okubanga etaaguddwa.
Well, Tifa, there's one thing that has been crossing my mind as a journalist. This is a time that it becomes a little bit hard for us as journalists. The kind of reporting that you come here on set and speak about the current situation in the country. it has to be fully balanced. And I was trying to think about what kind of democracy do we have in the country. I've seen journalists being pepper sprayed, especially with the time when Robert Chagulanyi Sentamu was arrested. I looked at Shafiq cry, and truth be told, tears came out of my eyes. I heard journalists scream that he's a journalist, by the way he was whisked away. Man, I was like, is this the kind of democracy we talk about, the Democratic Republic of Uganda, whereby even a journalist can be treated in that kind of a manner? Many of them were pepper sprayed. I looked at that footage. That, I don't know, it's so shocking. I couldn't stop watching it. And I questioned people responsible in the governance, the security agencies, that can we think about Uganda after elections? Can we consider each and everyone's job? Like abasirikale bakola omulimu gwabwe, naffe bannamawulire tukola omulimu gwaffe, okay? The moment wotuuka okutocharenga munnamawulire, akitegeeza embeera eba esajjusi.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. And that is how we start the show, on a somber mood, something that I hope was not going to happen. But hey, there's some things that you can't control as a person. Now, we're going to move forward from discussing it on our table to taking it to your screens and for you to watch and tell us what your view is about whatever is happening, and do that on our social media platforms. But as you're doing that, please ensure that you do not castigate the people that, I mean, what I'm saying is, please make sure that, how do they call it?
No, I want to know.
Like you don't make it worse than
okay,
it
I
is.
stand to be corrected here. I don't know whether English is my problem or not. What is the difference between castigating and speaking the truth?
Here's the thing. The line is very thin. That's the truth. Castigating and telling the truth, the line is very thin. However, castigating comes with personal opinion, with passion against what's happening. But telling the truth is you have facts about what you're saying. If I have facts that police officer ABCD shot Simon Chris Makanga on his foot with a rubber bullet and he bled, and here's the footage. Now that is a fact, and that is the truth. But when I'm castigating police ABCD, you did ABCD, but I don't have proof of it. But you've killed Ugandans, you have made Uganda a country that is marred with war. There I am castigating without facts. So if you castigate without facts, as a journalist, it's the way to go, because you're castigating knowing that there's a truth scenario, behind what you say.
In this scenario,
is what I think.
We are in an environment whereby even when you speak the truth, as a media house, your license will be revoked.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's start the conversation on the note that Robert Chagulanyi was in Nalufenya as we come back to discuss these issues. And while the Joel Senyonyi and his team, plus Robert Chagulanyi's lawyer, went to Nalufenya and they tried to get access to Robert Chagulanyi and speak to him, but that access was denied. Now from there, Senyonyi said they would camp at Nalufenya until Robert Chagulanyi was released or allowed to see either his family members or his lawyer. We have that story. Let's look at it and then we'll be back to discuss it.
Well, today is it day 2 or day 3? Today is day 3, okay? And in law, they said that any person must not stay incarcerated for more than 48 hours. So we do expect that at least today, Robert Chagulanyi must be taken to court. Singa bati bamutute mu court, kitegeeza baloya be baba ino genda mu court basabe chi police releasing awatali musango okulwawo mutwala mu court, kitegeeza nti baba bawulemeddwa okola ki okufuna kye bamuvunaana. Era this is where the DPP must come out and at least table down cases that are charged against Robert Chagulanyi. Otherwise, ekyokumukumira mu mabega w'emitayimbwa more than 48 hours, it is violating the constitution. So let's wait and see. Like you said, they are camping at Nalufenya grounds where Robert Chagulanyi is still incarcerated.
Yeah, but okusokedera ku nsonga eyo tuze tuba abantu ab'enjawulo abadde babeera nga bakwatibwa era ng'omusango ogubateereddwako ennaku zino gwakuba nti nno abantu bano bakola acts, bakola ebikolwa ebigenda okuba nga byongera okutambuza ka COVID-19. So egwo omusango gwe gumu. Ekyokubiri okuba nti bakuŋŋaanya abantu abasukka mu abo abalagirwa okuba twasokera ku bantu 7 then tumatudda ku bantu 200. So kati emisango egyo ebiri giteekebwa ku bakulembeze banene nga tulaba Alan Sewanyana tesaazi naali Kitalya bamurimandinga naye era emisango gyali ebiri egyegyo nti yakolwa ekikolwa ekyokuba nti yakuŋŋaanya abantu abasukka mu enamba gye bagamba okuba nti balina okukuŋŋaanyizibwa. Ekyokubiri n'abeera nga yakola ekikolwa ekiyinza okuba nga kyongera okuba nga kitambuza akawuka oba nga kispreading obadde bwa COVID-19. So kyekimu nekyagulanyi sentamu era ensonga gye zimu ezadde zimukwatisibwa nti aganye kuba gundi erudde iseva emaze ebbanga ezebawoninga tibannange mugeze okuba nga mukuba enkuŋŋaana naye ng'ate mulagira mutambula ku biragiro ebyabawa Minister of Health kubanga Minister of Health yaleetawo embeera eno tugenda kuba tukkiriza ku bantu kuŋŋaana okusukka kwene ennamba esooka na 70 then tujjako 200 naye nga tulaba ebiseera ebisinga Kyagulanyi abeera ne crowd ennene nga alemedde okuba nti nakontrolinga oba abantu balina okuba nga bekontrolinga okuba nti batambula naye. So zimu ku mbeera ezazimukwasiddwa okubeera nga ayingira na lufeenya kati bwe kibanga bwekityo bwe kiri era nga mawulire ge twakafunawo galaga nti Kyagulanyi ayinza okuba yateereddwa era nga abantu bamulina bali nabo mu ddwaliro okulaba nti kuba yabalaze nti yali tali mu mbeera nnungi naye nga mbadde nze nyongera okuba nti nsaba naye tukkakkane hamwe n'abadde baagala okugamba nti ate kiki Kyagulanyi mulamu kuba baddewo omanyi nze nina ekintu kimu kyenjala okuvumirira waliwo abantu abadde batambuza eŋŋambo era nga basinza okuba nti bakumamu omulimu mu bantu ebigambo byafulumye simanya Kyagulanyi ali bubi simanya ate bamufumiza ekiso simanya ate afudde embeera bannayuganda tugyesaasire n'okutambuza bu vidiyo obeera nga buzze okuba nti nno mulaga ebintu ebikolwa ebibi ennyo waliwo kavidiyo kate katambula ku social media nkalaga omwana akutuseka amagulu gombi ate simanya ali bubi naye nga ogenda okwetegereza mu background ng'abantu boogera French nga si byano mu Uganda naye nga wakitukola ebintu ebyo kuba nti tuyinza tukuma omuliro mu bantu kuba nti twongera okuba nti abantu bateekamu obusungu basobole okuba nga bakola ebiri otherwise naye nga embeera tugyesaasire tubeere nga tegyongera kuba bantu mu muliro.
Well, according to the updates that we've just received, the Electoral Commission said they're in talks with the government authorities over the arrest of presidential candidate Robert Kyagulanyi over the allegations, I like that they called it allegations, that he breached the COVID-19 standard operating procedures in regard to campaigns, and they call for calm among members of the society and the citizens, and they say that they are working towards releasing Robert Kyagulanyi. However, the reports that we received is that Robert Kyagulanyi is no longer in Nalufenya prison, but he is receiving treatment right now as we speak, and he has been let out of Nalufenya prison. Updates that are coming in, and I hope that will help calm us down for the meantime. Now, Joel Senyonyi yesterday, while he was addressing, just like we're seeing, and I think we'll let the audio run and we'll come back to talk more about it. Producer.
Sinzira ku mwogezi w'ekibiina kya NUP Joel Senyonyi agamba nti bagezezzaako okukwasaganya akakiiko k'ebyokulonda naye ne balemererwa olw'ensonga nti nabo ebiragiro bye bagoberera babijja waggulu.
Mwatu tebeetengeredde tebaliini kyaki nga bwe balowooza bayogeddeko nabo ne tubategeeza kyekigenda maaso ne bagamba ensonga bajja zikwasaganya naye mwatu bulijjo kye bagamba tugenda kufollowinga app tugenda kukola ki n'ebirala naye obuyinza bwabwe bambi bulina obukuma newankubadde tebajja kyogera so twabategeezezaako ne bagamba kabafollowing app naki buli bino bwe bibeerawo nga batutulugunya naki n'ebirala bagamba tugenda following app naye kikoma ku ekyo kubanga balina ababasingako ababateeka ku
Senyonyi agamba nti Bobi Wine yagaaniddde okulaba ku muntu yenna wadde balooya be wamu n'abafamire ate nga kino kikontana mu mateeka olw'ensonga nti naye yeesimbyewo ku ky'obukulembeze bw'eggwanga.
N'abapoliisi batulebeseza ne bagamba nti tujja mubawa mugende mwogere ne baboosi baffe tubabuuza baboosi baffe eneyo tubatubuulidde so ne tugamba tujja kuddayo Kampala ng'omuntu waffe tetumulina twafunye bwe twasuze makyawo enkeera ne tukeera wano tugezezzaako okulaba nga omuntu waffe tutegeera embeera gy'alimu n'abapoliisi n'abasirikale mubalabye tebaagala tubuulira kikigenda maaso bagamba mugende mwogere ne baboosi baffe babuuza ababoosi baani abo be mutwogera tugende tubabuuze ki ekigenda maaso kubanga omukulembeze waffe tebannakiriza balooya be kumulaba, tebannakiriza basawo.
Ono avumiridde ekyokukwata Muhammad Ssegirinya awatali nsonga n'atwalibwa mu kifo ekitannategeerekeka, wabula ng'ono akuutidde abawagizi b'omubaka Robert Kyagulanyi okuguma mu kaseera kano akakazigizigi.
Wano ne bakomrade bannaffe naye tugenza okulaba kamotoka ka drone buno buvaani obuyina tint kaze wano ne kayoola Comrade Ssegirinya Mohammed candidate waffe mu Kawempe North. Tutumanyi lwaki bamutute mu mbeera ey'obukambwe bonna abajamula kutama mundu naki ate kirabika yeye kabwe badde baza okukima kubanga bamusurroundinze ne bamuyula ne bamutwala. Tubadde tumanyi bagenda kukwata buli ali wano naye abalala babalese ne batwala yeso.
Joel Ssenyonyi wamu n'abawagizi b'omubaka Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu beeyiye ebweru w'ekkomera ey'e Nalufeenya basuubiza obutavaawo okutuusa nga omuntu waabwe ateereddwa.
Habulwa tumugamba mukulu weddeko ffe twagala nkyukakyuka ey'omu mirembe ate genda kubaawo oba oyagala tuyagala. Okay.
Situation as of yesterday at Nalufeenya, that is the National Unity Platform spokesperson, Mr. Joel Ssenyonyi era nga naye yeesimbyewo ku Nakawa East Member of Parliament. Bwe twogerera nga Latifa abadde agamba nti amawulire agakafuluma galaga nti omukulu eyeesimbyewo ku bwa president ku tiketi ya National Unity Platform Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu yateereddwa ekiro ekikeesezza olunaku olwaleero era nga wetwogera mbu ali mu kufuna obujjanjabi naye nga still a developing story. We are yet to subject ourselves to that kind of confirmation. However, later on we shall be able to give you the clarified information in regards to that.
Amanyi bwana Chris nze ngoberera ebintu bineeno engeri gye bibaddewo naye nze mbadde nsaba era nga ku luno ngenda kubeera direct eri abantu bamu abatambuza naddala enjiri ey'obulimba nga balina interest ezaabwe ng'abantu propaganda enjiri ey'obulimba kubanga waliwo ka audio wedde akatambula era kansobola okuba nti kalumya abantu emitima kansobola okuba nkabatankuula ng'oli agamba ngenda kubeera open omukulu Ssegirinya agamba abantu nti bannange Kyagulanyi bamufuyidde ebintu mu maaso simanyi ate gundi bamufumisa ekiso embeera gyali mumbi nnyo abasajja bagala kukola biki era buli omu wooli baako nekyokola gamba abaana baleka okuba nti balaga nti abasajja bamukoze eki era buli omu yasituse n'alagandeko okuba nti arayotinga naye ekiru tonabye wano nga kijjo we yagenze ku makya era byemu ku nsonga ezamukwasiza nti baali bagenze Nalufeenya yesterday yaze n'akwatibwa n'atwalibwa mu kifo kyetunakupibwa nga tege naye guno tubeere nga tukoma ku mbeera eyo okubanga okuma abantu kuba kati abaana babendi bafudde nabyo omukyala badatambuza emmere mukazi oli bamubye essasi n'abeera nga yagudde wali n'obusowaani bwe bw'emmere so okuba ndi gweyogedde ekigambo kimu nekifiirako abantu abali wakati poliisi egamba 16 Mulago hospital yavudde nga yakafuna emirambo 28 so embeera eyo tubeere nga kati gwe ekigambo kimu kibayogedde kireetedde abantu abo bonna okuba nti bafiirwa obulamu. Ekyokubiri abakyala badde bakidde ku makya bafumbye emmere yaabwe mu katale bafumbye emmere yaabwe kyakanano kazze emmere bagiye abantu taxi tezikoze nalabye ejjo nga abaana second wave yabaddewo ey'okwekalakaasa enamugongo waneeno mukira abaana b'essomero bambi bana pisa bali mu class tiyagasi nayingira mu class they were disorganized badde balina obaddusa ate abaana buli omu adde ewaka naye ngolaba abaana bayita bukubo badde ewaka te mu mbeera y'amasasi geesooza so ekigambo kimu kisobola okubanga kisaanyaawo ensi yattu Uganda gye tweyagaliramu temekubeera nga tweyagaliza ffe okuba nti oyisaawo nyinza okuba njagala obukulembeze nonya sympathy eri abantu naye ki kyengenda okuteeka mu bantu ogenda kwogera ekigambo kimu kuba olina kyoyagala okufuna kibe nga kisaanyaawo ensi yonna.
You see, the challenge we have in Uganda, we have a wave of social media that is not regulated at all. Nze wengenda nenteeka ekintu ku Facebook went tekigenda beera regulated. Buli omu agenda kifuna. Unlike what exactly is going on in other countries, okay? What exactly happens in other countries is that you don't just post anything and it goes viral just like that. I was scrolling through social media and
I'm laughing and I'm cutting you. But Tariq was literally doing sign language on Chris
with the producer.
shut it down.
Producer wadde omugamba.
I saw you doing,
Kale, soke tukimalirize.
I saw you doing sign language and I got
Producer wadde
confused.
omugamba.
I wasn't concentrated on Chris anymore. I was concentrated on what was going on.
No, omusajja leka ayogere
Oba producer soke what was going on.
nedda leka Chris agende maaso n'emboozi ye.
Okay, let me break some rules.
Nedda sebo Chris genda maaso n'emboozi yo.
Kibaddewo twala tukimalire wano.
Nedda kiwedde genda maaso n'emboozi yo.
Okiriza kiwedde.
Kiwedde.
Kale. So mbadde ngamba social media in Uganda is not regulated. Yesterday I was sick and as I was receiving treatment, social media was my source of information. But as a journalist, I had to sieve and follow up whether it is true information or not. But I came to realize that there are photos and videos that were circulating on social media. Ngezimu za danyo. Zali South Africa, endala zine SARS, ebadde Nigeria. Endala zali Kenya, riot ezali mu 2011, mukalwa kaguya. Yes. So bajjawo videos enkadde. Era bw'owuliriza video, you'll hear some people speak in Swahili, abalala boogera mu French. So let's be very careful, okay? Eyo video gy'oteeka ku social media eyinza okuviirako omuntu omu okufiirwa obulamu bwe. We lost about, there's no clear number of people that lost their lives, but let me give a minimum number. Let me say 16, okay? In the name of fighting COVID-19, people, we have lost 16 lives. If you look at the number of people that died of COVID-19, it is one person as of yesterday. But when you look at the number of people that died over these incidents, propaganda, it is more than 10. So what I'm trying to say is that let UCC come out, okay? At this point in time, I want to call them boldly to come out and regulate social media. Because these people, most people bali ku social media, oli ateeka agenda n'agenda live, nafuna 16k views nga bamufollowinga bigger than even how the number of people you'll have on a mainstream. Okay, kitegeeza abantu abasinga baliwa ku social media. Ate nga information esinga okuincitinga violence eitira ku social media. So we need to have social media being regulated.
And this is where I woke up in the morning and I was telling people, I went on Twitter to try and find information to update people on what is going on, because that's the only way you find information, either on Twitter, or actually Twitter is more verified than the other platforms, that is Facebook and Instagram. And then I found 2 accounts that have been forged. One of them was for Babi Chagulanyi, the wife to Robert Chagulanyi, and the other one was to Polly Namae. And whoever does not know how to verify the social media accounts will actually think it's true. And this is how we incite violence among people. But here's the thing, my fear has actually come to pass. And Makerere University is one of the schools that have now cancelled their examinations because of this situation that is going on. They were supposed to sit for their exams today and tomorrow on Saturday, but they have now postponed it because of the tear gas and the rubber bullets and everything that is going on in town, and the other schools are following suit. And we thought our candidates would finish their school this time and then we enter the other candidates next year, but it seems like this is going to be impossible. My auntie takes her kids to school every morning, but she's skeptic every other minute. How are my kids doing? Is everything okay? Driver, go back and bring them home. Because, Kati, we are in a state whereby you don't know how safe your kids are away from your home, and the only safety guarantee you have for them is in your home. But how long are we going to live in this kind of a country? We have had peace for the longest time. Can we maintain it even when Robert Chagulanyi is coming into power, for him to come and find that peace and lead a peaceful country? We've seen Joel Senyonyi, who has been preaching a word of peace every other time. Even when he was speaking in Narufenya, he was saying peaceful protest. Let's be peaceful about this. And I call upon everybody to follow suit and do that. We've also seen Babi Chagulanyi, who has come up to preach the message of peace. And he has said, let's be peaceful about it. And I think people should follow suit. Now, going to a lighter note about what happened. In Ginger yesterday, on the second wave of the riots, we had a number of youth who were putting on red berets and red t-shirts, They blocked both sides of the Ginger Highway and they were playing football in the middle of the road. And for them, that is how they demonstrated and they showed that they were not happy about what is happening. It's better than people getting killed. And all I'm saying here is there are very many ways to protest. Decide to cut your hair and go bald. Say I'm protesting against this. Decide to put on a T-shirt with Chagulani's picture.
I've seen women stripped naked.
Yeah.
I've seen even a man.
Latifa followed suit. I've literally
Latifa nga yogedde ku cutting the body notunulira nze
salon accident.
Watu tunulira nze ng'oyogera kusala enviiri.
But you know what happened? You know what she's hiding here? She got a fatal salon accident and she lost her hair.
It was a salon accident. I'm one of the people who is standing against brutality and standing against riots and chaos that is going on in the country. And I'm calling for peace. And in order to show my solidarity, I went to the salon and I got a haircut to show my solidarity. I know I can't open my veil right now, but that is my way of protesting. And what I'm saying is everybody can have a special way of protesting to show that what is happening is not right, but you don't have to go and make it worse, because the people who are being killed are the same people who are supposed to cast the votes for Robert Chagulanyi during this time, and we cannot let it happen this way. And we know